from the US of A. He is a three-time world champion. He is Randall, the Knockout King Bailey. Come on. Because from right here in Brisbane, he is on his way to the big time. He is the next big thing. He is Jeff the Hornet Horn. You have waited for this moment, and Brisbane, it is time for our main event of the evening. Ten by 3-minute rounds for the Intercontinental WBO and IBF welterweight titles. Our judges ringside, Derek Millen, Ian Scott, and Adam Height. And your referee inside the square circle will be Dan Rex. And now for the official introductions, ladies and gentlemen. Fighting out of the red corner, born in Opa-locka, Florida, he resides in Miami, Florida now in the US of A. He's 41 years of age, and he's weighed in at 66.6 kilograms. His fight record, ladies and gentlemen, is fearsome, as it comes with 55 bouts, 46 victories, and 39 by the way of knockout. He is dangerous. He is a three-time world champion. He is Randall, the Knockout King Bailey. Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, our next fighter is an Olympian, now professional and on the path for world title glory. Trained by Glenn Rushton, he stands at 175 centimetres tall and weighed in at 66.55 kilograms. He's 28 years of age. He's got a record of 14 fights, 13 wins, 1 draw, and 8 victories by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your hometown boy. From right here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, he is world boxing's next big thing. He is Jeff the Hornet Horn. And now, let's get it on. Come on into the center ring, boys.
So the referee, Dan Rex Teptevson from the Philippines. He's an esquire, by the way. He's a lawyer by trade and a referee, a great one.
Obey my commands at all times. Good, clean fight. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Unified rules of boxing, 10-point must-scoring system, no standing 8 count. There's no free knockdown rule. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight in the case of an accidental foul. We go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are complete. Randall Bailey, I've got mixed emotions. He's a terrific guy. I've called about 30 of his fights, including his world title fight, managed by Peter Khan, Javier Centeno, Gary Clark, all friends of mine, but so of the Horn corner. Of course, Glenn Rushton and his brother Ben in there, and Steve Edwards and Adam Copeland all work with Jeff Horn, who's the pride of this area right here. Jeff, with that throat injury, has got to be very, very careful to watch out for the uppercut of this heavy-hitting and very experienced Randall Bailey. Randall is by far the most experienced and the most talented fighter that Horn will have ever faced, and you'll see his power in the early going here in round number 1, because Bailey hasn't come here to fool around. He wants one more shot at the world title. He's knocked out 2 of his last 3 opponents. Both guys sort of feeling each other out here, Daniel, in the early going.
Yeah, it's a bit of a feeling out process, and yeah, Bailey's already tried to land that right hand though, so yeah, I think Jeff's gonna have to be careful.
You can see the power when he hit him. He just hit him on the shoulder that time, and Jeff slid off to his left with the power of Randall. So Randall, even at age 41, still has a ton of power. They say, and do you agree with this as a professional fighter, the last thing to go is the power?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I believe that for sure.
Horn could have whacked him behind the head as Randall walked away, and Denrex, who's a very, very good referee, as I mentioned, from the Philippines, right on top of it and stopped the action. Right hand lead that time by the Hornet here in round number 1. This is scheduled for 10. A lot at stake. Get the jab through. A few jabs could make the difference unless somebody lands a big shot here. Bailey, with all of his experience, is not moved by the power of Jeff Horn right now. Jeff is trained. He knows everything about this guy. He knows about his uppercuts. He knows about his jab, and especially knows about his right hand power. So when he came in firing his right hand lead that time, as soon as he stepped past him, he grabbed him immediately. So he knows what to do. Rushton has him ready for this fight. And make no mistake about it, the throat injury is a factor. He gets hit on that throat, and it could be a problem for him. They've tried to ignore it and tried to prepare properly for it, and Glenn took plenty of time with the proper sparring partners, but right now Jeff is doing a nice job boxing properly here in round number 1. Every time he does something, Daniel, they'll cheer like they do when you fight in this country.
I think he hurt him, man. I think Bailey could be a little bit hurt.
He caught him with a solid shot in the right hand. Bailey had the head down, but that's what you got to watch out for Randall, because of his experience. He'll take a couple of shots. He might get them smothered on the gloves, and then he'll come back and counter you with a right hand, and that's his power shot. Oh, he's dangerous all the time. And Jeff, you know, who looks like a choir boy outside the ring, is anything but. He is a Hornet in the ring.
Yeah, he's showing he can be pretty vicious, and
All right, the bell ends the first round. It's going to be difficult for me to score this because I'm so friendly with both guys, and I want to see Jeff's career go, and I'm kind of hoping for Randall to will too, but in all fairness, I think that Jeff out-hustled him a little bit in the first round and scored more punches, so I'm going to score that 10-9. Remember, my job is not to score the fight, but to give you an idea of how I think the judges are scoring the fight. Take a look at the replays here and see what we can see, Daniel. There's Horn beating him to the punch with a solid straight left hand.
Yeah, I think that left hand did catch him. It surprised him a fair bit, Bailey.
Now his Bailey caught him with the right hand and Jeff came through it. He didn't catch him at the end of the punch, but he felt the power.
Yep.
All right, so he's been tested through one round. Very important fight for both guys. This could lead to the winner getting a WBO world title elimination fight later this year. And Jeff Horn at at age 28 now, even though he is only in his 15th professional fight, it's time for him to make the move, and that's why they took this big risk against the experience of Randall Bailey. Nice slick foot movement. Sometimes I don't give Horn a lot of credit for his defense, but he's slick on his feet. You notice the movement, trying to get angles all the time, getting that jab out there and catching a piece. Remember we were talking about Homono not getting a piece of him with the jab? Well, he gets a piece of him with the jab all the time.
Yeah, it's fast, snappy jab, and it's knocking his head back every time.
He caught him with a shot. He's going to call it a knockdown. He caught him with a big shot. It was fairly low, but it's still up to 6 and 7 and 8. Is he going to get up? Is at 9?
Come on, let's go. Box.
Bailey not happy with that. It might have been a little bit on the low side. Loads up his shot. Horn's going to try to take him out. Uppercuts. Bailey backs off. He snaps out like a rattlesnake and misses his shot. Right hand lead by Horn.
Come on. Ready, you guys? Box.
I can't wait to see the replay of that to see just how low the punch was.
Yeah.
A lot of time in this round if Bailey was hurt by that shot. Jeff has still got to maintain his equanimity. Dan Rex jumps right in there. That's the second time Bailey turned his back on it. He caught him to the body again with a hard hook to the body of Randall Bailey. There he faded. He came with that half uppercut. Look at these body shots from Jeff Horn. 3, 4, 5, 6. The uppercut. Bailey's feeling those shots. Those are hard sitting down punches.
Yeah, they're going to play a bit of a role if this keeps going the distance too.
If he keeps hitting him with shots like that, I don't think this thing's going to go the distance. We'll see. Randall holding that left hand down a little bit, pawing, but it's the right hand you got to look out for. And there it is right there, the overhand right. And again, caught Jeff a couple of times. Jeff Horn comes back with a left hook. Well, this is a really good fight to this point. So the big puncher is again.
Right hand.
With the right hand just on the tip of his chin. Didn't quite. Another inch and he would have had Bailey down again. Horn is showing some nice power in this fight so far. There's that body shot that's been there. That's what you got to look out for from Bailey all the time. You got to be conscious of that. Oh, that's a really good round for Jeff Horn. Brian Barnard, our director, and Matt Weiss have been getting us great replays, and our whole staff here at Fox, our replay producers and our camera guys. So I want to see this replay of this knockdown. And here we go. It looks like he hit him with a left hand. I didn't see any low blow, did you? His knee catch him coming in. Yeah, I guess it was the knee. Let's see from this angle. Oh, these are just really hard body shots. These were great body shots. But our replay guys are able to tell me in the truck that it was the knee that caught him.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get a chance to see that again. But anyway, it's a big round for Jeff Horn with a knockdown scored. Bailey now needs to try to score a knockdown himself to get right back into this fight. This is round 3. It's scheduled for 10. And nothing short on great activity so far in this. Oh, there's a right hand! That hurt Horn. That's going to be scored a knockdown because his hand hit the canvas. He really clocked him with that. Now we're going to find out what Horn's got. He's not back. Horn's in trouble right now. His leg's not right. He's got to hang on or move. Stay away from him because he's still hurt. Let's see if Jeff can recover. See the way he's feigning and leaning? He's not back 100% at all. His legs aren't there. This is where we find out how tough Horn is. His knockdown was much more severe than what Bailey's was in the second round.
Yeah, he's still recovering from it.
Yeah, he's not fully recovered yet. He's fighting on instinct right now, but his legs aren't back yet. And Bailey realizes it. He catches him with an overhand leg. Another right on the inside. He's got to look out for that right hand all the time. He's got to get that left back up. Bailey's very, very dangerous, as you just saw. Horn's legs appear to be back now. He seems to be okay, but not 100%.
He's still dropping that left hand after he throws it, though. Very dangerous.
And Bailey realizes he's got a lot of experience. Jeff feints to his right. He's not 100% just yet. If I were him, I'd just cruise. He's already going to lose around 10-8. I'd tie him up and try to stay away, but there's a lot of time left in the round. A minute and 19 seconds. So inside of 3 rounds, both guys have been down. And the knockout that Bailey scored was much heavier than the one that Jeff Horn scored to Bailey. And more recent to Bailey. Bailey again with that right hand. Jeff has got to get back to the jab. He can't let him allow this guy to land that right hand, and he can stop that from the jab and catch it. Dan, tell us about that, Daniel. How you catch that hand coming out that right hand.
Yeah, if Bailey's throwing that big right hand, if you turn to your left, you're gonna take it on the shoulder. So
this Horn's recovered pretty well now.
Yeah, I think you may have hurt him with something there.
Yeah, well, there's several punches in there, and Bailey right now, but see, he's always dangerous. You never know when this guy's playing possum. See, right there, that time with a left hook. He's looking for the right hand now. There it was, made Jeff miss. Jeff is back again. He's got the bounce in his legs. He's okay. Misses his wild right hand shot. What a fight this is, huh? How about this for a main event, folks? But everything promised so far. That's a big Bailey round, 10-8.
Firstly, the only time he hit you is when you got too close. You stopped about there, and that's where that surprise hit can land you. So just remember, if you're working from there or in close, at those two distances.
We got 2 angles of the Bailey right hand, so we'll show you that, folks. Here we go. Watch the right hand, and bang, right there, right on the back of the head. And look at the legs of Jeff. I mean, he even stepped on Tepdetsen. And the experienced referee knew immediately because Horn's hands hit the canvas. He didn't fall down, but his hands hit the canvas. But look at the shape he's in. This is great conditioning and great mental toughness that he was able to come back from that. Most guys would have got knocked out.
That's right. He's showing his toughness in that round.
The Brown Butterbean watching on. He dispatched his man in less than a round. And here we go with round number 4. Both guys have been down. Horn eked out the first round, so he's a point ahead in the fight, but that's academic. Somebody's going to go by way of knockout here, I believe. This is really something. Horn reaches a little bit that time, and again, when he reaches, he's wide open for that right hand.
Yeah.
He's got to get in and get out, and he needs to feint a little bit more. Use the jab. He's touching the body. That's okay, but in and out. But his legs look 100% to you, Daniel.
No, they're still probably not 100% at this stage, but he's got his speed back a little bit more, which is promising.
Look at the legs, folks. This will give you a great job by our camera guys catching. Legs on 100%. They're a whole lot better than they were midway through the last round. And there's a slip there on that logo I hope his knees are all right. He may have hurt his knee when it slipped out from behind him, and Jeff needs to jump right on this tough street kid, because that's what Randall is. Randall, very experienced, very tough guy. Total different background than the... Nice straight left hook. He may have hurt Bailey with that. Randall's hanging on. Danrek's able to separate the two. This is when Bailey can be dangerous. Horn may have hurt him a bit. He's going to jump right on him right away. Bailey's so experienced. Waits for him to come in, wants to counter him with a big right hand. And when he throws the right hand, he'll throw it from way back behind his shoulder. He'll really cut loose with it. Or he can come with that left hook.
Yeah, Bailey definitely tries to suck you in for it.
Oh, he does.
Tries to bring you in, get your confidence up, and then he'll let it go.
Well, that's the experience of all the fights that he's had. You know, in his 44 victories, he's got 39 knockouts. So, you know he's doing something right. And he's still competing at this high level because Horn is a high-level guy.
I'm liking to see, Jeff Horn's left hand up a little bit higher this round, which is good.
Yeah, nice feint that time, and he made Bailey miss with that little dipsy doodle that he pulled going in there, where he circled around and then threw his punch. Nothing landed, but he's got Bailey feinting a little bit. And there's the jab. He's just touching him with the jab. He wants to get a piece of him with that a little bit. But he also has to control the distance all the time, so Bailey can't catch him with that counter right hand. And he's got just as much power in his left hook. I wouldn't say just as much, but he's got a lot of power there, Daniel.
Yeah. Nice little uppercut there, too, from Bailey.
Steady, box.
Bailey now trying to sucker Horn to come into him. Jeff is dictating the flow of the fight by his movement, and he's outboxing him with 10 seconds to go in this round. It's a close round, but, you know, after that last round that Horn was able to dictate, and actually I thought at one stage may have hurt Bailey, but the bell ends, and I think Jeff Horn gets that one as well, just outboxed him a bit, and kind of out-hustled Bailey in that round.
Yeah. Yeah, Bailey just, I think he was just waiting a little bit too long for that big punch, and didn't come.
Javier Centeno, Gary Clark, might have heard of the big MMA guy, Kimbo Slice. Gary Clark is the guy that trained him.
Gotta come up with that uppercut. Okay? You gotta come with that right uppercut when he's jumping in. He's falling in right on top of you.
Right on top of him, set up a guy slippery on the fucking knees and slippery. I got a motherfucker.
Oh, so he slipped. Try to get him up against the ropes then, man. Work him up against the ropes, so you don't have to chase him down. Stay on that jab. You're messing him up with that jab, man. You're fucking him up.
Pretty much what they said. Use your jab, try to get him up against the rope. And the thing that has concerned me throughout the course of the fight is his right uppercut, which we haven't seen yet. And he's got a vicious uppercut. He can knock guys out and has knocked out guys with his uppercut. So Bailey's head is clear. Let's see what Jeff does now here in round number 5. Good instructions all away from the corner. Again, that sliding on that paint that's on the logos here on the canvas. Dangerous for both fighters have slipped.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I've been in the same position many times where you slip over occasionally.
This is the toughness of Horn as he still blasts him to the body. The look on the face of Bailey is that you're not doing any damage to me to my body. Not with those shots, but he's hit him there, what, 15 times?
Yeah, he's hitting some good shots there.
Feints again, the body shot. He's got to look out for the uppercut, because that uppercut, if he catches him on the chin and the throat at the same time, it could be lights out for Jeff. Jeff is doing a nice job boxing him. He did a nice boxing round. But Bailey's the type of guy that, you mentioned it, Daniel, he suckers you in, he lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden, like a bolt out of the blue, he'll nail you with some shot from left field. This is where he's dangerous. Dan says you can't pull the head down. He stays right on top of it. Again, very good official, Dan Rex Tepsen Esquire in the Philippines. Both fighters have been down. Bailey's front foot slipped that time again. A little bit of puffiness underneath the left eye of Randall Bailey. Jeff is touching him with those jabs. He really throws when he wants to his jab. Technically perfect. Driving off that back foot and snapping that jab out there.
Yeah, I think Jeff has to use the jab a lot more, and he's going to find the mark a lot more too.
Well, he landed a couple of right hands on the inside there. The whole Horn family is behind us, so anytime he does anything, they go absolutely bonkers. We're in round number 5 here at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Center. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Daniel Gale. Ben Damon is lead announcer here tonight, doing a great job. Glad to be working with the whole Fox crew.
Good right hand.
Nice right hand, and right back comes Randall. Randall tries to lull you asleep, but he's going to grab around here. He hasn't had a round since he had the knockdown round back in the 3rd. Bailey down in the 2nd, Horn down in the 3rd, and again, if for some reason you're just joining us, the knockdown of Jeff Horn was really a hard knockdown, even though he only touched it with the canvas of his glove. Here he goes to work on Randall Bailey. Has he got him hurt? I don't know. Uppercuts in the inside. This is when Bailey can be extremely dangerous. He's looking to throw the uppercut. The bell ends. That makes an exclamation point in the fact that Jeff Horn wins that round.
That was a good round for Jeff Horn.
He doesn't like those body shots, eh?
The amazing thing, since he was down hard in the 3rd round, is his ability to come back. This tells you about a guy, and of course you've been in many world title fights. You know what it's like when you get hurt. To try to come back is the toughest thing.
It's very tough.
Now and again, he's getting under a lot of them, so to mix them up, they rip them then now and again.
Yeah, Jeff. I'm sure Jeff trains very hard.
Take a look at these replays and see the work that Jeff Horn is doing. There he goes. He's had success with that right hand lead, Daniel. And that time he avoided the counter right by Bailey. And here he is doing some nice work. I thought he might have hurt Bailey in here. Bailey keeps saying no, but, you know, we were talking about, what, 15 of those shots to the ribs.
Yeah.
It's at this stage now, as we go to the 2nd half of the fight, where that body work begins to pay up.
That's
and those
right.
are hard punches. He's sitting down on those. Here we go. 2nd half of the fight. I've got Horn out in front, but both guys have been down. A remarkable comeback for Jeff Horn after the 3rd. There's that left hook that time by Randall. That's how he wins so many fights, is all of a sudden, and that time he planted it to the right. Didn't quite catch one. Nobody wants to give in here.
I think Jeff's doing a good job. He's subduing that right hand a little bit at this stage. Just by cramping it a little bit, and that's really a smart move from Jeff Horn.
Well, besides the knockdowns that have occurred in the fight, Jeff has outboxed the guy, which is important. But again, Bailey is a one-punch guy. Jeff is not a one-punch guy. Jeff is basically an accumulation of punches type of guy.
Yep.
Now, you notice that time when Bailey jabbed him with the left hand, he's getting into position to move the right. Horn's got to keep moving, and he's got to circle to his right away from that powerful right hand.
Yeah, he's seeing it a little bit better now, Jeff Horn, but he's still got to be careful.
Absolutely, he's got to be careful, because this guy is a one-punch guy. He has one-punch knockout power. Jeff pounded that body, still pounding the body.
You're pushing it.
Dan Rex tells Horn, no pushing him down. He tells Bailey, keep your head up. Bailey's trying to find a place to throw that uppercut, to try and catch him in the throat. And Bailey, being a street guy, knowing of the throat injury, it's not beyond him to try to catch him with the thumb, the corner of a glove in there. He'll do anything to win, and that's what professional fighters do.
That's right.
This Horn pounding that body. Really, uppercuts. Is Bailey hurt? It's so difficult to tell. Horn's hit him with about 12 or 15 unanswered punches. He plays possum like that. Then all of a sudden he unleashes the left hook.
Yeah.
I mean, Horn must have, what, 15 punches? 12 anyway.
Yeah.
But it's clearly evident to me at this stage of the fight, Horn can outbox him, and maybe he ought to stay off and just work from the outside and use his movement. But you know what, Daniel, I don't have to tell you this. You're a former world champ. It's not the nature of the fight. If fighters want to fight, right?
That's right. I think Jeff wants to finish it for the crowd, but you know he's in a tough fight.
It's a very tough fight. He's very disciplined too. Has his uppercuts. You never can tell with Randall Bailey if he's hurt or he's trying to suck you in for one big, powerful punch on the break. Meanwhile, another really good round 6 for Jeff Horn in terms of his boxing. And the bell ends round 6. Boy, this is a terrific fight to watch. I could have called a Golovkin fight on Saturday night. I'm so glad I gave him a fair to call Jeff's fight.
Yeah, this one went a little bit longer at this
breaking
stage.
down what you're doing, work his body, work those smashes, work the uppercut, look for the odd left hook to the head. You just keep doing that from that safe gap, you will beat him easily. Okay, I think you'll stop him soon. You've got to keep doing what you're doing, breaking him down.
Great instructions from Glenn.
You're boxing from the right gap, that's good. And breaking the rhythm, that's smart. That's what you've got to do all the way through. Discipline. So hold it together. Hit him freaking hard when you're in there. I can see you're breaking him down.
Watch Horn here now. There's that right-hand lead that's been successful for him. And here's where Bailey can be dangerous when, you know, he turns away. Jeff just continues to pound him. And there it is. I mean, he just, you know, a couple of inches.
That's right.
Here we go, round number 7. The Colonel sitting here with a world champion, Daniel Geale, who hopes to grab another title soon. And there's Jeff Horn putting pressure on Randall Bailey here in the 7th round in Brisbane, Australia. Bailey goes way down. He said he was pushed down. Pushed him down, and Dan Rex knows. Does that change the strategy for Bailey, or is he still playing possum with this guy? He looks to me like he wants to lash out with an uppercut of that right hand, trying to get in position to throw it. You know, every time he catches that arm and kind of almost bends it away, looking to throw something. And remember, it's a one punch that he's looking to land.
That's right.
And it was one punch that got him in trouble before. But Jeff continues to land punches. That time Bailey didn't grab his arm and walk him around and spin him around. Nice stiff jab by Jeff Horn. Right hand lead again. See him grab the hand now and walk him around. When you walk a guy back like that, he can't have a lot of power. Dan Rex has done a nice job preventing a lot of that. But Horn is really outboxing him terrifically now.
Jeff Horn's wasting a lot of energy at the moment, as long as he keeps those hands up.
But every once in a while, Bailey will come in, he'll snap like a cobra's punch. He comes out at you, and you can see the fangs almost on that right hand when he does it. There's the slip again on that canvas, which has been a problem throughout the course of the night for both fighters. Oh, he slipped again. That's too bad. He slipped to the right hand, came out behind him. I hope he doesn't injure a knee. That's about the 3rd time he slipped on that canvas, and Jeff slipped a couple of times too. Jeff has got to remain focused and stay concentrating all the time with this guy. As many of these punches as he's landed, Bailey can really snap out again. He's got that cobra punch that I talk about. The last time he landed it was in the 3rd round, and it wasn't looking good for Jeff Horn at that stage. I said, now we find out what kind of character he has, and we found out Jeff Horn has got plenty of character. Bailey windmills again with his big right hand. Jeff right on top of him. Kind of surprised that he's fighting him in as tight as he is, Daniel. Are you?
Is Jeff Horn?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a tactic.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, using it to, I guess, null that big long right hand. But it's definitely a smart move.
That might show you that the 41-year-old fighter's legs are getting a little bit weak, and that's what happens. All of these shots that he's been taking to the body now, he may not think that they're doing any damage, but you know at this stage, we're in round 7, they do damage.
That's right. The accumulation, I mean, Jeff's been landing, even though they're not huge punches, he's still been landing.
That's another round for Jeff Horn. So Horn is out in front by at least 4 points, I think, on my score sheet anyway, with 3 rounds to go, 8, 9, and 10. But the ever-dangerous Randall Bailey, you got to look out for him at all times. And he must stay focused. That's a big thing that Glenn Rushton told him. Slippery conditions here. They've got to be careful. That was a slip again. That time he actually pushed him down. And is Bailey over on the far side, and he slips again. But Dan Rex has done a nice job in making sure that we don't get a false knockdown. And he was right on top of it, the legitimate knockdown, when all he did was touch the canvas. For you folks, Daniel knows this, of course, but for you folks that don't know, if anything but the bottom of your shoes touch the canvas, it's all over. The fight is all over. Bailey cannot come out for the 8th round. Jeff Horn has won by a technical knockout. Bailey took so many shots to the body. Eventually it was the accumulation of punches. I had it scored at the stoppage 68-63 in favor of Horn. Both guys were down in the fight. That's an earmark fight for Jeff Horn.
I think Horn was only going to get stronger as the fight went on, so you know it's probably a good stoppage in the end.
Well, the corner of Bailey, he couldn't come out. So the accumulation of those body shots had to have caught up with him. That's a huge win for Jeff Horn in his own backyard. Wow, how about that? At the end of 7 rounds, Randall Bailey can't come out for the 8th. It's a TKO victory. And he just pounded the body of Randall Bailey, and it began to look like maybe the 41 years, and more important, the accumulation of punches did catch up with him.
That's right. He did seem a little bit slower in the last part of that round, I thought, but he was always still dangerous. He was looking for that one shot, and I think he knew he wasn't going to get that one shot now.
There's a couple of things we learned tonight. Number 1, the throat held up. Number 2, Horn has beaten a quality 3-time world champion. And number 3, Horn's body shots can beat anybody in the division. And how tough is he coming off the canvas? Because he was really, really hurt.
Yeah, that was a big punch, and you know he done well to shake it off and yeah, survive for that.
And that's conditioning, Daniel, as you know.
Yep.
But I mean, he was reeling all over the place. And anyway, we have to make this official. When our ring announcer gets up there, we'll have the official particulars on the end of the fight. And I see Steve Hart has moved in there. So, Steve, anytime you're ready, we're ready for the particulars. Here's our ring announcer, Steve Hart.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your official result for the main event tonight. He retired at the end of round 7 in the red corner, meaning our winner by technical knockout from the blue corner, your man, Jeff the Hornet Horn.
Bailey, to me, proves he's a very worthy opponent. This kid proved that he's certainly a contender. The whole family, Jeff Horn's whole family, ecstatic. Jeff Horn, the winner.